is March 18th, 2023. Lance Brock here for the Saturday morning episode of GMWF. And on this morning's episode, I'm going to be talking about last night's AEW Rampage. Since it was on late last night, in case you missed it, I did an episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic with the Friday Night SmackDown recap. And now it is time to talk about Rampage, which did not start on time, unfortunately. The college basketball game that was on TNT did go late, and Rampage ended up starting a little after midnight. And let's get on to the recap of AEW Rampage, taped last Tuesday night. Right after AEW Dynamite. And we start things off with the AEW TNT Championship on the line. Powerhouse Hobbs being accompanied to ringside by the QTV crew, taking on Ray Phoenix. And I talked about this on GMWF yesterday morning, and it was what I expected, really. A very good match. You have the big man Powerhouse Hobbs taking on the smaller but quicker, more agile superstar in Phoenix, and these two worked a really good match together, I thought. And it was Powerhouse Hobbs defeating Phoenix to retain the TNT Championship. And then after the match, Powerhouse Hobbs goes after Alex, and then QT Marshall hits him with a diamond cutter. And next up is the AEW in-ring debut of Taya Valkyrie. She defeats Ava Lawless with the Road to Valhalla. And then after the match, the TBS champion Jade Cargill appears on the stage. So it looks like this is going to be the first feud for Taya Valkyrie in All Elite Wrestling. I don't know if we will see this title match on an episode of Dynamite or Rampage. Tim May for Double or Nothing put it on the pay-per-view. But I think Taya could get a good match out of Jade. But the question is, will she be the first to defeat Jade and to become the second TBS champion in AEW history? I'm sure they'll have a pretty good match though. Tag team action up next. Representing the Jericho Appreciation Society 2.0, Daddy Magic Matt Menard and Cool Hand Angelo Parker taking on the Bollywood Boys. Really good tag team match here, I thought. I'm going to say real great or anything, but for usual Rampage, good match, and 2.0 getting the win. And then they mock the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass by scissoring in the middle of the ring. And then we see Mark Henry in the back does his line. It's time for the main event. And it is another Jericho Appreciation Society member in action, Daniel Garcia. And he has the Ocho, Chris Jericho, in his corner for this match, taking on, representing the AEW Trios champions, the House of Black, Brody King, along with Julia Hart in his corner. These two, I quite wasn't sure at first how this match was going to be when it was first advertised, but I thought it turned out being a pretty good match. The finish sees Jericho use Floyd from the floor, hitting Brody King with the bat and allowing Daniel Garcia to defeat Brody King. So overall, definitely not a bad episode of Rampage this week. It had pretty good matches on it, but I think the ratings are unfortunately not going to be good, because Rampage has kind of been struggling with the ratings lately anyway, and then this late start definitely didn't help any, which was supposed to be 11:30 like I said, but with the college basketball game going late, it started a little after 12, and on a Friday night, St. Patrick's Day, I don't know if I know wrestling nerds like me would definitely stay up for it, but just the casual fan, I don't know if they'll stay up for it or not, but I definitely did. And pretty good episode of Rampage this week, I thought. And now on to tonight. Saturday is the first show of the AEW House Rules House Show Tour tonight in Troy, Ohio, which is overall the second house show in AEW history. They had the one before that was called The House Always Wins, that was held at Daly's Place in Jacksonville. I think that was kind of just around the time when they first were allowed to have fans back at the shows. I could be wrong, but I want to say it was probably around that time. I think they had that first AEW house show, but tonight is the first one, starting off the House Tour. Troy, Ohio tonight at the Hobart Arena. I might not have said that right, but there's only 3 matches announced so far though. Well, usually house shows don't really have that many matches advertised anyway. But we got a tag team match. Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy teaming up and to take on the Butcher and the Blade. And Dr. Britt Baker taking on Anna AJS. And Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli and John Moxley will take on the Firm, Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. Sounds like there will be those 3 that are advertised anyway. Sounds like there'll be a few good matches on the show tonight. And I know it's not a very big arena, which is fine. They're just mainly starting off doing house shows and just it's good to see to start off kind of small, see how they will draw. And if anyone in Detroit, Ohio area is going to the house show tonight, maybe you can do me a favor and send in a report to 360 Wrestling Podcast at gmail.com. Definitely will give you credit on the podcast. Just the results. Let me know how the matches are, how the crowd is, if you're going to the show tonight. Hopefully we'll get a report from you. Once again, 360 Wrestling Podcast at gmail.com. I always put the email in the description. So if you go, and feel free to send in the report, would be very much appreciated. And that was the Saturday episode of JWF. Thank you everyone for listening right here on Spreaker or wherever you are listening. And hope everyone enjoyed all the pro wrestling last night. And if you are going to the AEW House Rules house show tonight, hope you have a great time. Until tomorrow for the Sunday episode of GMWF, keep watching pro wrestling.